You had like Trisha Brown, Laurie Anderson, Guatemala Clark, a lot of artists that were coming together with their like music, visual art, movement, dancers, and there was a lot of housing displacement that was happening, and so they found these warehouses, and they started doing happenings, and they also like took to the streets, working with the architecture there, and just how the city, the grid of the city, and really playing in it as if it was a playground. And so my friend and I kind of started all of these ideas and like this movement kind of flocking. And then we were attacked together. And not only was did I wake up in the hospital, but like a week or two later, my new collaborator, couldn't have anything to do with me, and so that was really like a double attack, and I was scared, and I like spun out a bunch, but then I had to pull it back in, and I was like, I cannot be scared of the city that I live in, because I had just started falling in love with the city with this other person, and then kind of felt like it was torn from me, and so I subletted my room for 8 months, or it was like from May of 2016 to November, and because I couldn't have it so that I was coming back to a place, I needed to like kind of be a little bit like, oof, I don't know where I'm gonna end up tonight. Luckily, people like Micah, one of my best friends, I'd flock over to her place often and stay there, but it just kind of changed my routine. It took me out of feeling comfortable. Like really, I was like, well, just strip all of that. And like, also, all I did, a lot of movement around the city, shifting a lot of that. I did get rid of most of my stuff, but I still had some stuff. And just like, the way I had to like maneuver within Oakland really made me feel connected with it, and I feel like I know it so well now, and it's like a playground. It's like a complete playground anywhere that I go, and so I kind of feel like I took it back, like brought it back to me, and so that's flocking. Flocking is like moving, meeting people, strangers. You might be going one way. It's psychogeography too, a lot about mental mapping. I think just so the definition of psychogeography, the study of geographical environment on the mind or on behavior, also the geographical environment of a particular location, typically a city, considered with regard to its influence on the mind or on behavior. And then one of my favorite, Guy Debord, is one who kind of coined the term psychogeography, but not really, like it existed, in different iterations before, but he said, we could not expect nothing of anything that we ourselves had not altered. So I see it as an invitation to play. So come flock with us, but it also adds a layer of like finding people, grabbing them, come with me, I don't know where we're going, but we're gonna go somewhere, we're gonna play here, and then maybe someone will text me and be like, hey, we're having this opening here, and I'm like, okay, we're going there. So it's just like, you kind of don't have any rules, and that's really nice. And it's like, it kind of brings you back into like what's going on around me. Like, am I gonna walk on the Bart and like just immediately be on my phone? Or am I maybe gonna move throughout the Bart and see what people are doing? Try to take them, maybe be like, we've been practicing exercises to like flock through the Bart, and it's definitely attention grabbers, but it's like, it kind of just like, wake up, you're like, wake up a little bit. But, so yeah, I'm trying to make flocking like it is, someone's like, oh, you're an artist? Oh, are you a painter? And you're like, no, I'm flocking, come flock with us, like join it, like, and it allows, with social media we have, with Instagram, you hashtag something, and that's how it like creates like a catalog of like all these things. So, if I'm scanning through and I'll look at something that someone else did, I'm like, oh, that's flocking, or something that someone saw and took a picture of, flocking. So I'm like, I think this also brings back a level of individualism, because we walk around, I use this example, I know people have heard me say it a million times, but if you and I, each one of us walk around a block for 5 hours, let's say, yes, it would be tiring, but like we'll never experience really and see the same things that the next person does. And so I think that that's really nice too. And like when someone asks me, they're like, wait, is this flocking? I was like, I don't know, is it? You tell me. Like if that's how you start to build your vocabulary of it, it's amazing because that's not what I see, but we get to share that together. So I guess that's kind of a little bit of the sum up. But I really enjoy, Xander Brown is not here today, but Xander started the dance group Pleomorph with these cats. And it's amazing working with them, with dancers and movers, because there's no resistance. Like it's hard to get people, it's kind of harder than I thought to get people to flock. But luckily they have been amazing, because I think the visual arts and dancing, I think that the combination of the two is really beautiful, because it's something, I always used to like tell my old collaborator, short-lived, but like that it's just conceptual dance. You're using, I don't focus enough on my body, I kind of abuse it, but I like movement, and I think it is extremely, what's the word I'm looking for? It's just extremely expressional, like it's expressionistic, but it's open. It's actually open, much more open than you would think. The dancer, maybe you're like, oh, they're judging me, but actually they're like, no, we're welcoming your movement. Like, bring it, So, on that note, why don't you explain a little bit, like dancing for you all?
So, we've had one other workshop before this one, and during that, we were able to take it outside and just.
That's where it exists.
And that's where it exists. So flocking really exists outside. We meet here, but we go outside. And the experiment is to use your body in ways that you don't typically just walking down the street, moving it in ways that are unexpected down the street. And that doesn't mean you have to do anything amazing or stunning. There's no pirouettes needed. You can just simply, walk down the street while you do this. Walk down the street while you do this. And it's attention grabbing. It's astounding how quickly you can grab attention by doing so little, by simply moving the body in one of its, infinite ways.
And they actually want to do it too.
Right, and so it grabs attention, and people really know. It puts a smile on people's face. It's entertaining. It's also really freeing because it starts feeling like a playground out there. It starts feeling like, oh yeah, why don't I ever just jump on this fountain and move like this? Like why, there's certainly custom to that, but there's this whole, a city's a playground in so many ways, and playgrounds are taken away from us once we're adults. We don't really get them. They're gyms, I guess. That's another form of playground as an adult. But, it's okay. It's not illegal. You can go out there, you can move, and you can move in a way that feels fulfilling to you. And if it makes you feel uncomfortable, you can think about that and move around with that as well. So, we're inviting you to move your bodies in space in a new way, and inhabit the environment in a new way, and to the level that makes you feel comfortable, but still doing something a little new outside.
And it's actually like a call for action as well. Like, for example, we went out in like the fountain where they have all the different color seats and chairs. I don't think they're up to date, but like we were all like flocking over there, and then there was like, we were like, oh, let's play with the chairs, and like we start playing with them, and the person we didn't realize that someone started putting them away, and they were like, pretty like stern, like, oh, just wait until I put them away, and we're like, oh, and I'm like, okay, let's help you. And so like what would have taken them 15 minutes, 7 people like closed up the chairs, brought them over to them, and then it was like, so a lot of it is like helping out. I always want to organize a flock where we just like basically like, who knows where, Mandela. I think Mike and I were flocking like in the summer, and we were walking down Mandela like all the way to like, I don't know, Home Depot or something, and like all the trash, it was just like, it was absurd. And I don't mean like people's like, I'm not talking about like people in their homes or like their area. I'm just talking about like trash from cars being thrown out. Where I was just like, we just need to organize a flock to go down Mandela where we're just like picking up all the trash. Like it's so easy once you like have a flock of people to like help out when we like forget that we can do that. And it's really not that hard to organize. It might be hard. I find a little bit of resistance and participation, but like that just seems like if we all were doing more, if we were all going on our own little flocks to like help out or to like take a deep breath even, or go on a walk, because it is really refreshing. Like I remember I like years ago went through a little stint of depression, and I realized as soon as I would walk outside that I would just feel almost like completely better. Like I would be like, oh my god, all I had to do, I was like lying and watching 3 movies, all I had to do was like get up and go go walk. Like just start moving. And like I think that if people did that more too, their happiness would be not as, I can't think of the word, you know what I'm saying. But so yeah, that's kind of
I have a question.
Yeah.
Is there a place where I can go to the potty?
Yes. It's the door.
You can flop right on in that door.
Yes.
It's kind of a slider.
Isn't there a movement where people go through the city and do just gymnastic moves?
I mean, there are all kinds of.
But I think.
Well, there's also.
Something.
Oh, parkour. Yeah, there's a parkour group. I'm gonna actually start going. Yeah, I really want to learn how to scale buildings. Like then I can just take it to the rooftop too.
It's like really acrobatic though.
Yeah. But it seems connected, but much more.
Yeah, well, that's their flockers in a way. That's the thing. Like there's different groups.
It's just not being afraid to use public space. You know,
It's like the dancers that dance on the side of the building of the city hall out here.
Yeah.
I saw them one day and I was like,
Floppers.
Yeah.
what?
Or skateboarders floppers.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh yeah. They're like one of the original ones.
Yeah, but that's the thing. Like really, everyone is. It's just like I'm trying to coin it as like a practice. It's an art form, and I.
Look at just show up places. A great place to show up would be over at the pavilion on Sunday afternoon with all the drumming going on.
Yeah.
Walking around the lake, like you said. I've walked around the lake and I've done some of that. People go,
Right, exactly. Yeah.
We do have like we have a couple events
that take place.
We're gonna do #Stop Runners.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's a project of ours.
That's one of ours. We're gonna do a little flock around Lake Merritt, and each have our own group, and so it's like like say I'll have my group of however many people, 3 other people, and then James like a quarter of a mile will be like maybe more. I can't picture that in my head, and so we're just kind of like doing movements, kind of like we were practicing. Lily was showing us this like flocking it's like called a flocking exercise, where it's kind of like mirroring, and you're in a triangle, and she starts doing something and you follow, and then like turns it around, and then another person starts doing that, and that's just this is movement.
Right.
Like, we think it'll be funny because.
Right.
And then we have another one called Party Opt-in, which is it's kind of like Micah named it the fishy flock, where it's kind of like, let's say it's a flocking bar hop, but the idea is I have myself and 4 other, like we have groups, so say we start with 20, and we start at one location, and then the goal there is that our challenge is that we each are convincing someone to come with us to the next place, where then we double again, and we double again, and we double again. And then we're ending up. Lucas is a part of Spaz, and they have this mobile sound unit red box truck, and Ambreezy Fela-Kuchi is a DJ, and so she's gonna DJ out of that. But we'll have like our end destination is this like underground renegade party, where we are basically going to flock there with like over 100 people and hope that we don't get busted. But so that's that.
You want to build a little movement and then head out?
Yeah, Micah, I think that yeah. Give me a second. So.